In the narrow alleys of the city's oldest market, there was a shop called Ajar Cloth House. Its owner, Shahzad, was a well-respected businessman in the clothing trade. Though he appeared decent and respectable, his intentions were anything but pure. In the market, he had a reputation for being wealthy, shrewd, and cunning. Each day, numerous women and girls visited his shop to buy clothes, but Shahzad's focus only fell on those who intrigued him. He was clever enough to mask his true nature with an innocent facade, making it easy for others to trust him. One day, while absorbed in his business, a girl entered his shop. She wore a light sky blue suit and had large, innocent eyes that seemed to radiate purity. It felt as if an angel had graced his shop. Shahzad looked up, and an unfamiliar feeling stirred within him. This girl was different, he thought. She looked around the shop and softly asked, "Brother, could you show me a good suit?" There was a melodic quality to her voice. Despite her innocence, Shahzad's thoughts turned darker. With a charming smile, he replied, "Of course, sister, please have a seat and I'll show you the best designs." As he displayed the clothes, his gaze remained fixed on her face. Although she seemed simple, there was an inexplicable mystery about her that he couldn't quite grasp. As she examined the clothes, Shahzad's mind began to wander into inappropriate territory. If I keep her here a little longer and manage to get her alone, he thought, concocting various schemes in his mind. The girl remarked, "This suit looks nice. Will I get a dupatta with it?" Shahzad quickly responded, "Yes, sister, I'll fetch it right away." As he entered the small storeroom, a sinister idea struck him. "If I invite her in, we'll be alone. I can take my time," he mused. With a sly smile, he suggested, "If you'd like to see more designs, you can come to the storeroom. There are better options." The girl hesitated for a moment, but then nodded without hesitation. "Okay, show me." Shahzad's heart raced. She agreed so easily. As she approached the storeroom, a predatory grin crept across Shahzad's face, unaware that this girl was not an ordinary victim. Once inside, he quickly drew back the curtain and gestured for her to enter. She stepped in with a faint smile. The storeroom was dimly lit, filled with shelves of beautiful clothing. Shahzad softened his voice. "Look, sister, there are some unique designs here that aren't displayed outside." The girl nodded and gazed around, while Shahzad's eyes fixated on her innocent face. The monster within him awakened. A beautiful girl alone with no witnesses. What more could he ask for? Just then she asked, "Are you the owner of the shop?" Shahzad was momentarily taken aback but quickly replied with a smile, "Yes. I built this business through my hard work." The girl looked deeply into his eyes and said, "Well, then many people must know you." Shahzad nodded with pride. "Yes, everyone in the market knows me." The girl, with a slight smile, said, "So I need not be afraid." Shahzad felt the blood drain from his face. Had she caught on to him? Trying to ease the tension, he laughed. "Oh no, you're our guest. There's nothing to fear." Picking up a piece of fabric, the girl remarked, "This suit looks lovely, but if a customer disappears from your shop, wouldn't people question it?" A chill ran down Shahzad's spine. What is she implying? Does she suspect me? He regained his composure and replied dismissively, "You're saying strange things. That's never happened." The girl took a deep breath, rubbing the fabric gently. Things that aren't visible sometimes happen too. Shahzad's heart raced. Who was this girl? Her calm demeanor unnerved him. For the first time, he found someone smarter than him in his own domain. The atmosphere was thick with tension, but he attempted to lighten it by saying, "You're speaking quite oddly, sister. Did you like any of the suits?" With a mysterious look, she replied, "Yes, but I sense something strange in this shop." Shahzad felt a fresh wave of anxiety wash over him. "Strange?" he echoed nervously. "You must be imagining things. The girl held his gaze. Perhaps, but sometimes what we think can be the deepest truth. Panic crept into Shahzad's heart. What did she know? Suddenly she adjusted her dupatta and softly stated, "Your name is Shahzad, right?" Startled, he responded, "Yes, but how do you know my name?" Her smile was enigmatic. "Everyone in this market knows you. I'd heard about you but saw you for the first time today." A hint of relief washed over Shahzad until she dropped a bombshell. "By the way, the girl who visited this shop last time, no one has seen her since." Shock rippled through Shahzad. Sweat beaded on his forehead. What is she saying? Does she know my truth? Her eyes glimmered with something deeper as she stepped closer and whispered, "Do you think a person's actions remain hidden forever?" Shahzad felt trapped, ensnared in his own web of lies. The girl's words were a trap, and confusion enveloped him. "Who are you?" he quivered. She deepened her smile. "For now, I'm just a customer, but if you wish, you can learn my reality too, Shahzad Bhai." Terror seized him. Who was this girl? How much did she know? Shahzad's pulse quickened. For the first time in his storeroom, he felt vulnerable. The girl's calm was unnerving, but her words hinted at a dark past. Clearing his throat, he stammered, "I'm not sure what you're trying to say. You came in to buy clothes, right?" She smiled softly. "Yes, but I seek something beyond just clothes here." Shahzad's heart raced again. He detected a gleam in her eye. She harbored a secret. "What do you mean?" he asked, gathering his courage. "Your shop is quite old, isn't it?" she probed. Shahzad nodded. "Yes, it has been in my family for years." Her voice turned somber. "Many people must have passed through, but some never return." Shahzad felt a tightening around his throat. What was she implying? "Shadows of the past linger here," she continued. "A girl came to this shop last year, the same one who vanished without a trace." Shahzad's breath quickened. "Who was she?" The girl whispered, "Zubaida." Shahzad's heart sank as he felt a weight pressed down on him. "How do you know Zubaida?" he stammered. She replied with cold composure, "I know her well, Shahzad." His heart raced with fear. Did she know everything? Would he have no escape? Then, with devastating calm, the girl said, "I've come from Zubaida's house. Your secrets are buried here." Shahzad felt his world crumbling. This girl wasn't just a customer, she was his reckoning. The memories of that fateful night flooded back. Zubaida, innocent and naive, had come to his shop, and when she resisted his advances, everything went horribly wrong. She had fallen, her blood marking the floor, and ever since he had hidden the truth. The girl's words pierced through him like daggers. "Sometimes," she said softly, "the cries of the past echo in the places of pain." Shahzad struggled to regain composure. "I don't understand what you're saying," he said desperately. "Zubaida? She's gone. It's been months." The girl didn't flinch. She gently caressed an old dusty sewing machine nearby. "If someone suffers here, their cries linger, hidden in the shadows." Panic surged through Shahzad. "If you're trying to accuse me, that's not fair." He felt cornered, his nerves unraveling. The girl's voice dropped to a whisper. "Accusation? I'm merely asking a question." Suddenly, she began to scratch the ground beneath her feet. "What's beneath this floor, Shahzad Bhai? Do you remember?" His pulse raced as realization hit. Would she unearth his sins? The girl's demeanor shifted as she pressed her palm against the floor. "You feel it, don't you? The presence of the past." Shahzad was taken aback, fear mounting. "What do you want?" "Justice," she answered simply. The weight of despair settled over him. Moments felt like eternities. He felt suffocated in his own shop. With trembling hands, he caught hold of the girl's wrist, demanding, "What do you want from me?" "Only justice, Shahzad Bhai," she replied calmly. There was no innocence in her eyes, just an unwavering determination. "Let me go," he stammered, yet he released his grip, stepping back. The girl's calm resilience rattled him. "You scare too easily," she said with a touch of pity. "Enough," he snapped, brushing aside his fear. "I want nothing to do with your nonsense." The girl's firm gaze held steady. "What if I told you Zubaydah's whispers still echo in this building? Would you be frightened then?" Shahzad's heart raced. "That's insane. She's gone." But oh, how wrong he was. The ground beneath them felt alive, whispering secrets, rattling his nerves. "Tell me, Shahzad Bhai," she said softly. "Why is Zubaydah buried here?" The truth hung heavy in the air. Shahzad recoiled at the enormity of her accusation. The girl kneeled, running her fingers along the wooden floor, tapping lightly. "Doesn't the ground tell you something?" Shahzad's mind raced. "Get up," he urged, panic spilling over. "You're terrified, aren't you?" she confronted. "What did you say to her, Shahzad Bhai?" A deathly silence enveloped the room, the tension palpable. "I don't know what you're talking about," he roared. But even as he shouted, he felt small and frightened. The girl rose, a determination radiating from her. With a swift motion, she retrieved a hammer from her pocket. Shahzad gasped. "What are you doing?" He was frozen in place. She struck the floor forcefully. Thud, thud. Each knock resonated, a grim reminder of buried secrets. "Stop!" he yelled, desperate. But the girl continued, with shrill urgency echoing in her every stroke. The crack in the floor widened. Shahzad's resolve crumbled further. He felt like he was losing his grip on reality. "What are you doing? Zubaydah is gone," he cried hopelessly, but each stroke of the hammer sent tremors through him. "These walls have their stories, Shahzad." "Crying out for justice," she murmured. The fright in Shahzad became all-consuming. "No, you can't!" he shouted as the wooden floor splintered, revealing a dark abyss beneath. As the last of the wood gave way, a buried shape emerged. Shahzad's heart plummeted. It couldn't be. The girl knelt down, trembling. "Zubaydah," she whispered, tears streaming down her cheeks. "What have you done?" Shahzad gasped. "No, no, this can't be happening." The girl stood up, her face pale with grief, yet fierce with purpose. "Now you'll face what you've done." As they both stood over the uncovered truth, the heavy footfalls of the police echoed from beyond the storeroom door. "Your time is over, Shahzad," the girl asserted. The sirens wailed louder, looming closer. Shahzad, now paralyzed with terror, felt his world close in. "No, no!" he screamed as the police burst into the room, handcuffs ready. "I didn't do it! I'm innocent!" But his cries echoed back, unheard in the cacophony of exposing light. The girl turned away from him, her tears morphing into determination. "Justice is coming," she said, her voice strong. "Zubaydah will no longer be forgotten. The truth will rise." As the police dragged Shahzad away, he glanced back at her, haunted. Who was she? The one they called upon for justice? She was the specter of every truth he had tried to hide. "I was the one you thought you could bury," she whispered as they led him away, the weight of his crimes heavy in the air. The dust settled, but Shahzad's story was far from over. Injustice lingers, but so does the fight for truth. If you want a continuation of this tale, share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more gripping stories.